The future, I believe, I started seeing about a year ago. First of all, I thought about the internet. The internet. If you have a difficult question, you used to ask a smart person. Now you ask Google. And you get back tons of answers that no person could give you most of the time. Did we design the internet to replace a brain? No. We designed the internet to connect a few faraway computers so researchers could send messages and then send little data files. And then we started being able to publish things to a lot of the world on the internet. And then along came search engines to find everything. And a search engine winds up being a part of the brain. Not surprising, the internet has about as many nodes and endpoints as we have neurons in the brain, about as many network connections as we have synapses in the brain, so it's the closest thing we have to a brain. But we didn't know, we weren't trying to build a brain, we wound up with it by accident. I think we're going to stumble onto things like computer consciousness the same way. About a year ago, I started using a program that was much more sophisticated and accurate at recognizing your voice. I would do it on different models of phones and speak commands in and have things happen, but I was speaking like a normal human being. I'd like a reservation at the steakhouse for 4 people on Tuesday night at 6 p.m. It would get all my words right, even if I was in a loud, noisy concert, and it would make the reservation. And I thought, this is the way I want to live. I think the thought, I speak it, and it comes to me. We've changed our input methods so greatly throughout computers. Input-output has changed the most. We went from big bulky televisions, well, we went from printers before that, but big bulky televisions in the first personal computers, down to nice, thin little LCD panels, and now we've got touch panels. We used to have keyboards, and now we're touching the voices. The sound of voices is so much greater. I've got a computer in my pocket that is so much more powerful than any computer I could have ever imagined in my life, and it has humanness. It has human senses. It can feel touch. It can feel movement. It can see me. It can hear me. And so I think what we're on the path to do is to build eventually that conscious piece of technology, the conscious computer that you really speak to, and it speaks back as a friend. It notices how your face looks. It knows what kind of questions to ask you. It has hunches as to what things are in your life, and it would treat a different person differently. So I think we're on that road. Jeff Raskin was probably the most important person ever to ask Apple. He came to Steve Jobs and myself. He said, listen, you've got to put a lot of work into your computers to make them so easy to use that non-computer people can use them. The computer person can still use them too, but you've got to put that effort in because the human user is more important than the technology. And that's been the mantra of Apple, to make the easiest to use, most human, most understandable products we can. And that's enough for now. I ran a little over. Thank you very much for your attention.